We're here in Chicago, and I ran into So I am now on Victoria Street, which apparently is the inspiration for Diagon Alley. And right behind me there's the joke shop. And then up the street a little bit are the rest of the shops. I am currently walking around Greyfriars Kirkyard trying to find the Thomas Riddle Esquire tombstone that supposedly inspired the name for the one and only Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. I finally found, after about half an hour of looking around Greyfriars Kirkyard, the one and only Thomas Riddle Esquire. Made it to the National Museum of Scotland. I found the best room in the museum. Fashion room.
This morning to see what he could find. Boy, what did he see lying sleeping under a rock? With a great big sea, great big sea.
Finally at the hotel, it is 3 p.m. and I have not been in a bed in about 48 hours. So in those 48 hours, I probably got about 5 hours of sleep. So I'm exhausted.
Come to Edinburgh Castle. I am the district gunner here at Castle, and it's my job to find the time gun every day at 1 o'clock. Except for Sundays, Good Friday and Christmas Day.
So he asked me, and when I said no, I got it in Seattle, he was like, "Oh, I love Fraser." I was like, "Fraser? Okay." And he kept saying, "Fraser, I love Fraser." And the only thing that came to mind was Outlander, because the main character's name is Jamie Fraser Mackenzie, or Mackenzie Fraser. And finally I put two and two together, and he meant Frasier, the TV show from Seattle. That's the guy who likes Frasier. I'm walking in the Princess Street Gardens, and I feel at home. There's greenery, there's trees, there's just beauty everywhere. Look behind me. There's the castle that I was just in half an hour ago. So unfortunately the path ends here, they're preparing for the military tattoo, which I guess is a ceremony that takes place up in Edinburgh Castle. See? The castle I can still see. There's the construction. I'm not entirely sure where I am or where I'm going, but it looks like I'm going to cross a bridge that goes right over the train station. Oh, there goes another train. So it's a good thing I took that bridge over the railroad tracks, because now I found the real garden part in the Princess Street Gardens. Castle's still behind me. So I came down to Ross Fountain, hoping that I could get the postcard shot of the castle and the fountain. It is all under construction. So I find myself in yet another graveyard. This is the St. Cuthbert's graveyard right next to Princess Street Gardens. And here's a giant crypt. I just find them so fascinating. You can find dates like from the 16th century. It's incredible. It's really incredible. So I made it to the Palace of Holyrood House, and I'm going to visit it and the Abbey. It's right there behind me. Unfortunately, we cannot take pictures inside, so this is pretty much all I can show you. But here it is, and I'm about to go in. Now walking through the palace gardens in Holyrood House, and so far just lots of plants, and I saw a squirrel, which is exciting. This is one of the only places I can take pictures besides the Abbey and the front part of the palace. So here we are. Still in the gardens, there are the ruins of the Abbey, and behind me is Arthur's Seat, which I'm going to climb up a little bit later, and it's the extinct volcano that is, I think, the highest point in Edinburgh. I just left the Holyrood House Palace, and I came out right in front of a protest at the Scottish Parliament. So I'm about to go up to Arthur's Seat, which I think is up there. And I just started, but I'm gonna have to climb all that trail to get to the top. But it's okay because I've got my show tunes and my Doc Martens, so I'm good to go. So there's this really loud and annoying group of Italian people, probably 40 of them or something, and let me see if I can go see them. That's them, and they kept pushing past me, like, but now they're past me, so hopefully they'll continue on their way as I continue on to mine. So this is how I realize how out of shape I am, because I'm not even halfway up yet, and I'm already out of breath and tired. As you can see, the wind really picks up. I'm really I'm like crying, and my ears are totally plugged from all the wind. And there's some rain too, but it's a pretty amazing view of all of Edinburgh. There's a lock down there. I don't know what it's called. It's pretty incredible. So I'm super close to the top. The top is right there. People are coming down, but it's super duper windy. There's also a lot of rain, and I don't think it's very safe. It was kind of tricky to get up here because it's pretty much just rocks and mud. But I think this is as far as I want to go, just because I'm kind of worried that the wind might be too strong. And I see all the people struggling to get down. So this is my summit. And here we have great views of the city. Oh. So now, some people are super brave and they're going up past me, but it's time to go back down, and I'm kind of nervous because it's so windy. So I just finished up at the Scottish National Gallery, which is a museum full of portraits and paintings from Scottish artists and from artists around Europe. The plan today was to go to the Botanic Gardens to walk there, and it was rainy this morning and I was just pretty tired from yesterday. So I decided to skip that and to do something more local instead. I'm also planning to go to the National Library of Scotland just to hang out for a little bit and maybe read my book and just have kind of a relaxing afternoon. After that, I'm going to take a tour around the St. Giles Cathedral and hopefully take some nice pictures because it's on the way back to the hotel. So today was supposed to be kind of a fast-paced, lots of walking day, but instead I turned it into museums and libraries and galleries and churches and things. So I took a detour to one of the Edinburgh University colleges. It was just on the way to the library statue, and it has this really incredible view. If we can see it up there. So I took a couple pictures. At one point a bunch of tourists came, so I just had to kind of sit there awkwardly waiting to take my pictures. But it's really, really cute little I don't know, School of Divinity offices. So I'm at the library and it's a bust. It's closed. No library for me today, but it's okay, I'll go find something else to do. I'm back at the hotel. It's pretty early, it's 3:30. The stuff that I wanted to do didn't take very long. And so when I decided to do a few shops and kind of go shopping for a little bit. I didn't really want to come back to the hotel yet, so I decided that I was going to just walk around and explore a little bit around the hotel. Somehow, though, I ended up going down this street where there were some druggies, and they kept kind of harassing me, like shouting from across the street and coming to my side of the sidewalk. And so I decided I was just going to make a U-turn and like avoid them as much as I could. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to come quickly back to the hotel and just hang out until dinner time. We are about to start the whiskey tour in Edinburgh.
We're gonna be so nervous about tasting this, but
here we go.
Here we go.
We're about to go in.
I want that too.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
he
like
sneezed.
He sneezed?
Yeah. We're doing scratch and sniffs at the Scotch whiskey experience. SpongeBob.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, it's strong.
Very strong.
So I'm walking up to Calton Hill, and there's a graffiti wall along the stairs that I'm taking, which is pretty cool. But definitely quite, oh boy, quite a climb. I made it to Calton Hill, and right behind me there is the National Monument. So I found the quieter spot on Calton Hill, and it's right by the Nelson Monument. So I'm walking along one of the paths in Calton Hill. As you can see, there's no one, which is why I decided to take it. It's a beautiful sunny day today. I'm shocked. It's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Blue skies. It's great. I have my sleeves rolled up. I'm not wearing my jacket. I could take off my scarf, but I had nowhere to put it, so it's pretty awesome. I just finished the Mary King's Close, and now I'm going into the Camera Obscura. So I just saw the mirror and light show at the Camera Obscura. It was pretty awesome. And now I'm on the observatory part. So today the fire alarm went off in the hotel, so that woke me up. I was hoping to have kind of an easy, relaxing morning, and instead I had to run downstairs in my pajamas with nothing but my phone and my wallet. Luckily it didn't last too long, and so I was able to come back up and start getting ready for the day. Then lunchtime came about and I wasn't very hungry, so I decided to find a spot where I could just get something small and not pay too much because I'm starting to run low on my cash. So I found this place called Pie Maker, and they serve meat pies of all kinds. It was fantastic, really, really good. And then I had an appointment at the real Mary King's Close tour. So I got to do that. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take videos or pictures, but I did purchase a picture that I took in the actual close, which is the small alleyway between various streets. it's been built over by the governmental chambers. After that, I went to the Camera Obscura Museum, where I got to see a bunch of cool visual effects and illusions, and it was just a really fun time. And then I decided, well, it's dinner time, but I just didn't have an appetite today. So I went back to Pie Makers, and I got some Scottish meat pasty and an apple juice, and I'm watching the show Dickensian, I don't know. But basically it's all of the Charles Dickens stories put together in one TV show, and it's really good. I'm falling in love with it already. So I'm walking along the Royal Mile in Victoria Street, and I ran into the Bank of Scotland, and there's a picture of James Cosmo on it. I think that's so cool. So I made it back from Edinburgh, and unfortunately I didn't film very much on my last day in Edinburgh just because I got sick. I spent most of the day in the hotel. I did just some very brief shopping for souvenirs for the family and for myself, which wasn't very interesting to film just because it was just shopping. And then the rest of the day I was just laid up in bed because I was so sick. I was able to recover a little bit on my flight the next morning because I was able to fly first class from Edinburgh to Newark, which was fantastic. Then I had a couple hours in Newark, and then I flew to Seattle in the last row of the airplane. It's been a while since I got back from Edinburgh, but because I was so sick, I didn't want to film and just be totally congested. And I was in the middle of a move as well, and then school was starting, so just overall things were super busy, and I didn't really have time to finish up my video. But now I do, and I hope you enjoyed my Edinburgh video.